travel time again. We are flying Southwest to Fort Myers. It is the end of July. It is Friday, and it's the last time we traveled was May. It was pandemic time, but not too bad. Now it's the height of the pandemic. We are still traveling. This time when I logged into Southwest, I got a pop-up message that said, wear face covering, check your temperature before you leave, and I forgot what the third message is. I basically don't travel if you're sick, okay? And then it did say that on Southwest, no one is allowed to sit in the middle seats until October, which how it was in May. The only thing new was that whole check your temperature warning. We do have a temperature thermometer, the ear one. Neither of us have a temperature. We have our masks. In May, you only had to wear the masks on the flights. On this trip, I think you're supposed to wear it everywhere in the entire airport. We're kind of used to that. St. Louis is pretty much wear your mask everywhere. I realize not every county is like that, but it's been like that in St. Louis, what, since May, really? So we're used to that. That's no big deal. We totally have every intention of wearing our masks. We normally have neck gaiters, but since there's like controversial opinions about neck gaiters, we're not worrying about it. We got our disposable medical masks. I got a whole bag full, so we'll wear one at the airport when we land, throw it away, get a new one. Plenty of disposable masks now. So anyway, this is just going to be an update to see if traveling during the height of the pandemic is any different than it was in May.
Southwest Airlines.
Alright, we are at our gate waiting for our flight. Already it looks better. I just showed a clip of how they actually have the signs different, because remember in May I talked about like when they didn't have you line up, and so they said A through 30 and it was pretty much a mad rush. So the fact that they're going to call in groups of 10 more orderly this time, I think is going to be a lot better. I'm also happy to report the TSA pre-check was open, thank goodness, because we are TSA pre-check because we travel so much. If you travel more than once a year, I highly suggest you look online how to become TSA pre-checked. It's very easy. I think we just had to do a background check. Fingerprints, and
I think we had to give them a
kidney,
yeah,
and a kidney. But no, and $85. It wasn't bad. It's just, it saves so much time when it's working. Because remember, I complained in May that they shut the TSA pre-check down. We had to go through normal security. I get spoiled by TSA pre-check because you don't have to take your shoes off, you don't have to take your belt off, you don't have to take your laptop out of your bag, which is very important to me. And then we were in and out in like a minute. It was the best. So anyway, so far, and everyone is wearing masks, and a couple of the restaurants are open. In May they were not. So definitely looking a lot more livelier. Is that a word? Livelier? I think it's a word. Anyway, now we're not here too early. I used to be really bad about being 3 hours early. I think we're only an hour and a half early this time. I'm just gonna sit here for an hour and a half and people watch.
Cut the parking out though.
Oh, that's why we left an hour later, because we used to do long-term parking where we would have to park at a different exit and then board a shuttle bus and bring us here, and that would add a half hour to your time. But this time we're at the short-term garage, which is right across the street. It's a little more expensive, but I think it's worth it because it saves so much time, and I don't have to worry about sitting on a crowded bus with other people. Alright, this place is way more packed than May. See those yellow t-shirts? There's like a group of 30 wearing those yellow t-shirts. They say beaches, booze, and besties. I don't know what that's about. Some kind of party of 30 women. Something tells me our flight is going to be a lot more full than it was in May. Okay, so the flight was actually super easy, and again, there's no problems till we try to get a rental car. So we're budget again, and this time we're at Fort Myers instead of Orlando, and our fast break booth was closed, so we're back in the main room. There's a long line. It's I did talk to a nice employee, and basically the problem is short-staffed. They don't have enough employees. They have 15 working, and today they only have 2. So it's just short-staffed. So as usual, we'll have to wait for a rental car 20-30 minutes. But yeah, the flight was easy. Southwest got everyone boarded quickly. It was only half full, and they do that on purpose. I was a little worried because the whole terminal was jam-packed with people, but they only book half the flight, so every seat has an empty spot in between. And like the lady next to me had no one besides her on her row, so definitely there was rows that were empty. But I heard people were waiting on standby, so I was a little confused on that issue. And the party people I mentioned earlier, they were actually going to Tampa. It was the next gate over. We are Fort Myers. And so yeah, it's no problem flying during the pandemic. It's the rental cars where we have issues. So, but yeah, this time we flew into Fort Myers. Back in May, it was Orlando. I like the Fort Myers airport. It is very nice. As soon as we got to the baggage claim, our suitcases were right there ready. So no waiting there. It's just now we're sitting at budget. It's got 3 people in front of them for us to get our car budget. But I know it's not really their fault when they don't have enough employees. So anyway, it's beautiful in Fort Myers right now. It's perfectly sunny. It's gonna rain later. Unfortunately, there's a tropical storm heading our way. That's what happens when you travel during hurricane season. It's a risk we take. Hopefully it won't rain the entire 4 days, but if it does, it does. So we'll see. That will be a whole separate vlog. This was just summarizing flying during a pandemic. It was easy. Everyone was wearing masks the whole time, but I did notice you're supposed to wear them during the entire flight. The stewardess had to get over the intercom and say numerous times, if you're not eating, put your mask back on. So I'm assuming people weren't putting their masks back on, and that's why she kept having to remind everyone. But everywhere I've been, everyone is completely wearing masks, so not an issue there. So I gotta get my mask back on when people are looking at me. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I will see you later.